Replay summon, breaking all illusions!
Their poison is my grace! Rising tide of destiny! Sing!
Here! What the heavens? Weapons! Premium! A measure of steel slices the world through! Radiant cloud!
Obsidian division, assemble!
Evil retreat! Stand down! Cut through darkness! Stand down! My blade cuts down evil! My spirit soars in the sky! What the hell? Let this sword array send you away!
It's almost time.
form. Evil shall turn to dust. Run for countless legends, melodies, and dreams!
An opening.